Next up, Buffalo Nickel Antique Shop. Oh yeah. Back home, and the wife is making
Let's
with bacon. Yummy. Hi, how are you?
I'm a mad guy.
Oh no!
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Tomorrow, you will not see me on my Snapchat account, but you will see someone else on my Snapchat account. And that's right, on Easter Sunday, I am swapping Snapchat accounts with a very dear friend of mine, Chris Strub. Who's Chris Strub? Well, that is Chris Strub right there. Last year in 2015, he traveled to 50 states by car in 100 days, and he volunteered with youth organizations nationwide, really just because he wanted to. He wanted to make a difference, and he wrote a book about it. And he live streamed the whole thing. Anyway, now he is switching Snapchat accounts, one person each day from each of the 50 states. It's crazy. Tomorrow, I'm up. I think I'm number 30. So here's what you need to know. All day tomorrow, you're going to be hearing from Chris on my account. So look forward to that, and feel free to message him, ask him questions. Really, he is an amazing guy. And I'm also going to put his snap code in the next screen or so, so you can connect with him, so you can see my snaps tomorrow on his account. Yeah.
Shows his feelings, but the fool on the hill sees the sun going down. Day after day, alone on a hill, the man with the foolish grin is keeping perfectly still.
Happy Easter, everybody. My name is Chris Strub, and you know what? It's time for some breakfast. You know, since January 1st, I've started almost every day with a super healthy smoothie. You know, honor thy body, but I think we need a secret ingredient today. What do you think? Well, if this breaks the NutriBullet, it's been fun. Let's see. So what am I doing on Ryan Pena's Snapchat account on Easter Sunday? Well, today is day 30 of a 50-day Snapchat project. Last summer, I visited all 50 U.S. states in 100 days, and one of my favorites was Minnesota. I even got a souvenir. Check this thing out. So I volunteered with a different youth-related organization in all 50 states, and on some days I had to do it on a Sunday, and Minnesota was one of those. Some of the organizations that I worked with, like Big Brothers Big Sisters, the Boys and Girls Club, and the YMCA, are used to mainstream media attention, but Rideability in Rochester, Minnesota? For that reason, that the story of Rideability is absolutely one of my favorites to tell. Even 30 days into a 50-day project, even on Easter Sunday, Rideability, man. Rideability sits on a relatively small farm, and I believe it's technically Pine Island, Minnesota, which is just outside of Rochester. So you pull in outside of the stable, which there's about 10 to 12 horses. They have a little arena that the horses can run around in, and they have a sensory trail. If you've never heard of a sensory trail, basically it's a little area where there's stuff like hanging from trees or like a tire hanging from a branch, and basically the horse is guided by the rider and, you know, the sidewalkers like me. You go from spot to spot in the sensory trail and you ring the bells, or you throw the football through the tire, or You open the gate, there's like stones that the horses can walk on, or there's hay, so they feel it differently under their hooves. Like, it was really, really cool. Rideability really thrives on volunteers. It can't go on without volunteers because for each kid that's on a horse, you have to have multiple people around the horse. So you obviously have someone in front of the horse, and then there's sidewalkers like me. You know, the kids are up on the horse, and then I'm like holding them up. For a moment about the responsibility involved with getting a child, any child, up onto a horse and then having them ride horseback, you know? The work is so worth it. When you see the smile on these kids' faces when they get atop that horse, oh my gosh. At Rideability, Jim and Jeannie Michelizzi, all of the volunteers there and all the kids, they made me feel like a rock star. I felt like Justin Timberlake leaving that place. This was on a Sunday. This was on everybody's day off. You know, when I asked Jeannie if she would be available on a Sunday, it's a big ask, you know? She got everyone together because of me. But that's Minnesota. And that's Ryan Pena, you know? Hey man, can you help me with this project on Easter Sunday? Yes. Oh. Ryan Pena retweeted. Want to take snaps? After my trip ended, I wrote a book about it called 50 States, 100 Days. The book, and for each copy sold today at teamstrub.com, I will donate $1 to Rideability in Rochester, Minnesota. The book is about much more than my volunteer experiences. It's really about my personal struggle and my journey to get through visiting 50 states in 100 days without a sponsor. In many ways, social media helped me get through visiting 50 states in 100 days. It's good people in the world like Ryan Pena that make all the difference. But it's Easter Sunday. I really need to introduce you to my beautiful wife. Come on, honey. Come on. Yeah, there's no wife. This trip is my everything. This is what I'm about. This is my whole life. You talk about making sacrifices for what you do. This is it. I have irrationally large goals, and I go about pursuing those goals in unusual ways. So here we are. On Easter Sunday, I'm here to tell you this portion of my story, and I would love if you would join me for the remainder of this story and whatever happens next. By the way, talk about bachelor life. I did laundry last night, and guess what shirt I forgot to wash? Sorry guys, I'm kind of a hot mess today. I'm tired, Sunday, day 30. I introduced myself with Fool on the Hill last night. Like, who does that? And talk about spring cleaning. Today is definitely the warmest, nicest day in quite a while, so I'm going to show you guys my car. Ready? Here she is, the Honda Hotel. It's a 2007 Honda Accord. I call it the Honda Hotel because I slept in the car 14 times during my road trip. The car is covered in signatures from the nonprofit organizations that I worked with around the United States. I asked each one for their best piece of advice for a young person. The signature from Minnesota was very special to me. Your beliefs don't make you a better person. Your faith in action does. Jeannie Michelizzi.
Sometimes you gotta say, hey, welcome.
There you go. This is my house. So it's beautiful out, so I'm cleaning out the car. Thought I might share with you some of the stories behind some of the trinkets and stuff that I find. Here's a clothespin that's broken. When I flew to Alaska, I couldn't afford a hotel room because it was like $260 for a night. So that was the first time I ever slept in my car. I got a rental car so I could get around, which was also very expensive, and just decided to sleep in it. So when I did that, I had never slept in my car before, so I just crawled in the back seat and tried to sleep, and I didn't have any privacy because, you know, there's windows and junk, right? So then, after I went to Hawaii, I got back, drove from Seattle to Missoula, and I was like, damn, I should just sleep in my car some more because it's way cheaper. But I got smarter, right? I was like, man, I should really block out these windows so I have some privacy when I'm asleep. And so I went in Walmart and I bought a bag of clothespins. Bought some clothespins and I bought some super glue. And I was going to rig up around the inside of the car like a little curtain system. Turns out it's really hard to super glue clothespins to the car, and it's even harder for those clothespins to hold up when they're holding a shirt. So you can see one of the clothespins survived, and then the other ones are broken off here. So what I had in my hand must be the other half of these two. What I ended up doing was taking some extra large Team Strub shirts that I had and just closing the windows on them. So I ended up sleeping in the car 13 times. I always say 14, but it's actually once in Alaska, which wasn't technically this car, plus the other 13. And the only time I got myself in trouble doing it was in Baltimore. Do not try and sleep in your car in Baltimore. It's a bad idea. Here we go. This is a bottle of hand sanitizer. This is what a bottle of hand sanitizer looks like when you take it around the United States and leave it in your super hot car. I've got some old mail here. Your account recently had insufficient funds. Please take immediate steps to resolve this. Okay, that's good. I've got the lei, of course. I spoke about the lei about a week and a half ago when we did the Hawaii day of Strub Snap Swaps. So I keep this in the car. I am a bit of a pack rat even when living out of my car, and for some reason I hung on to XML for Dummies. Now, unless there's a Snapchat chapter in here, goodbye. A fanny pack from the Charleston River Dogs, which was the very first stop on my trip in South Carolina. Hey there, Team Ryan Pena. If you are just tuning into this on Monday afternoon or evening and you're like, who is this guy? Well, hi, my name is Chris. Today, Easter Sunday, is day 30 of a 50-day project that I call Strub Snap Swaps, where I'm trading my Snapchat account with 50 awesome people from around the world. In the beautiful, beautiful weather today, I decided to come and clean out my car a little bit and tell some of the stories of some of the random stuff that I find. Because that's kind of my life these days. Messy, kind of a hot mess is a good way to put it. But there's some cool stories behind some of this junk. So, in fact, this car, I call her the Honda Hotel, has made it around the United States with me twice in 2014 and 2015. Pretty crazy, huh? I live now in Watertown, New York, which is way, way, way upstate. It's an hour north of Syracuse, which is playing tonight. I'm originally from Long Island. I lived in Binghamton, New York for 11 years, and then I moved to Greenville, South Carolina, where I kind of wish I live now. Well, guys, it's Easter Sunday. Hopefully you've got some great stuff planned with your family for tonight. I am heading into work, and so I'm going to sign off for today. I have been extremely immersed in Snapchat over the last 30 days, and it's going to be nice to maybe take 7 hours off. Thank you so much, Ryan Pena. So glad you're having an awesome Easter. Thank you so, so much for sharing it with me and with my friends and with the world. I appreciate it. If you'd like to read more about rideability in Rochester, Minnesota, or any of the other 59 nonprofits that I worked with last summer, please check out teamstrub.com. And, of course, I hope you'll join me for the remainder of Strub Snap Swaps. There's 20 days to go. I can promise you more energy tomorrow. I'm just a little tired because it's Sunday. One more thing. Thank you, Ryan. But even more importantly, thank you to the lovely ladies of the Pena family for allowing Ryan to do this today.